When making an asymmetric item, it's easy to mix the right side and the wrong side. So don't forget to sign everything. Right side, right side. All the parts match, so we can start cutting. The fabric I have allows mixing the right and the wrong sides, but still it's better not to. Do not forget about the lengthwise grain. It should always be placed along the center back and the center front, even if you're using the knit fabric. Of course, when making an item with a draping, it's impossible to keep an eye on the lengthwise grain, but the straight items, and the back of our dress is straight, require following the lengthwise grain. Have a look here. I pinned the pattern and realized I don't need this tuck. I'd better cut some off the center. I'd also cut a bit off here. I don't want to make a tuck here. We don't have to make a tuck on the neckline, but the dress will look much better with it. People often ask why I make the seams on the back. They say that in shops they can't find the clothes with the seam on the back. We are better than the shops. I wish I had such a waist. I don't draw anything, just cut along the pattern. The back is almost ready. Do not forget that we add just 5 mm for the seam and the armholes. I don't add much for the seams because I'm working with a knit fabric and I know that it stretches. For the knit fabric, make a basic pattern without any fitting ease and add just a couple of millimeters for the seams. The young girls can even cut along the pattern. I make a notch on the waistline. In this basic pattern, the fitting ease is 3 cm, and you'll see how it will look like. The knit fabric doesn't require any additions. The back is almost ready, we can already take it. This is the back. Now I'll be working with an asymmetry. I have just one layer of fabric placed on the table, face up. I don't want to make this tuck, so I cut the same space here. Put the pattern face up. I ignore the tucks because we cut out the same space here. Now I'll cut out the first part of the skirt. Now I'll cut out the first part of the skirt. Don't add much in order not to fix it all after the fitting. When you try the item on, don't blame the pattern or yourself for the extra pieces. Don't be afraid to cut them. It's not hard. You need to practice so that the next time you know how much to add. I don't like the knit fabric much, but I'll get a pretty nice dress making this video for you. Don't forget to make a notch on the center front. I usually walk around the table to cut out the item, but today I can't do it, so I cut this way. We've already cut out the back, and the lower part of the skirt. Now we need to cut out the upper part of the skirt, which turns into the waistband, and the bodice, which also turns into the waistband. This is our pattern. I put it on the fabric face up. I check everything. I'm cutting out the upper part of the skirt, which turns into the draping, into a draped waistband. I cut out the skirt, and now working with the bodice. I place the center front along the lengthwise grain. This is a lengthwise grain. I sign it. Center front. I'm cutting out the last detail. It's up to you whether to add anything for the seams or not, because we've already added some for the draping. Add as much as you want. I added by side. The width of this part should be of about the quarter of your waist. We've finished cutting. Now I'll take it and show you how it will look like. I'm pretty sure you want to know how it will look like. I need to transfer this tuck to take it. This is a chest tuck. Let's continue working with the dress with the draping. We've already cut all the details out. They are all in front of me. Now I'll take the dress and try it on. This piece looks very strange. But if you put it on a table, you'll see the neckline and the tuck. We'll make a draping on this part, and it will turn into the waistband. Don't be afraid to make it. I start taking the back. This is the shoulder tuck, which I moved to the neckline. We don't really need it on the knit fabric, but I make it for a dress to look good. I put the pins here, and now I can transfer it to the other side. Let's take the center back now. I believe that the tracing paper producers should give me kind of an award for the amount of tracing paper I use. We use it every day. We make the patterns, use them, and throw away. And then we make the new ones, and so on. Notice how I tack. I place the fabric on the table and hold it with the other hand. Don't ever tack anything on your knees. You won't make a good item this way. The perfect pattern and the cutting don't guarantee straight seams. Tacking is also very important. This is the back. It's ready. I take the center back and the shoulder tucks. This is how it looks like. I put it aside and start working with the bodice. Here's the neckline, and here's the tuck. The tuck is on this side. I'll take it, and you'll see the finished dress soon. Tack all the tucks from the top. This is the only right way to do it. When the tuck is biased, the edges may be of different size. It's absolutely okay. Don't try to match the edges. Tack it just the way it is. I have only one tuck here because I moved the other one to the draping. Now I'll show you how it will look like. This is the bodice of the dress. It fits me perfectly. Here's the tuck, and here's the draping, which will move to the side. Here's the skirt, the back is ready, the bodice is ready, so we need to finish the skirt. Detach the pattern. I think that the clothes which are sold in shops now are not stylish at all. Those of you who can see for yourself, do it. When you start, you'll understand how cool it is. The lower part of the skirt goes to the side seam. Let's start tacking. Have a look here. This is the lower part of the skirt. Attack this angle. Step about 6 cm before the center front. I have a notch at the center front of the skirt. Now look at the upper part of the skirt. Maybe I'll open it more at the fitting. This is the draping, which will turn into a waistband. This is the bodice. One tuck is here, and the other moves to the draping. This part will also turn into the waistband. Let's tack. If you can't make exactly the same dress, practice. I believe that you'll be able to make it after watching the video for a couple of times. Now let's attach the bodice to the skirt. Don't tack the middle part at all. Just leave an opening here. We'll tack it after the fitting. We attach the side seam to the back, and the waistline should match. Now attack the bodice to the skirt. Tack till the same point where we stopped when attaching the two parts of the skirt to each other. I stop here. Have a look here. Attack the bodice to the skirt till the point where we'll have a knot. I'll leave these parts loose for now. Now do the same thing on the other side. I remind you that we don't tack the place with a knot now. We'll work with it later. I think that you can already see that everything is correct. Don't rush when tacking. Some people think that it's not important how to tack an item. But it is. On the way you tack it, depends the way it will look like. I'll show you how the front looks like. I leave such an opening for the knot. Do not tack this part. You'll see me wearing this dress in one of the next videos. This is the front. Here is the waistline. Here is the skirt, which turns into the draping. And here is the bodice, which also turns into the draping. I will intersect them, drape, and attach to the sides. I'll do it after the fitting. Leave it loose and tack the side and the shoulder seams. This is the back. I've already tacked the shoulder seams and moved to the sides. Match the notches on the waistline, and you'll see that the bottom of the dress is absolutely equal on both parts. It's because we were accurate and added 41 cm to each part of the basic pattern. It never happens to me that one part is lower or longer than the other. When a customer tells me that one part is longer than the other, I put the item on a table and show him the measurements, which are of course correct. Of course, it happens only with the new customers who are used to the SQ clothes. One customer asked me yesterday how I feel when the customers say that an item was made anyhow. I told her that sometimes I can't even sleep at night thinking how to make an item. So when I hear that, I wish I will never see the person again. Now I'll tack the second side seam, and then I will go to the fitting room to try it on. This is the last seam. Match the notches on the waistline. I finished tacking, so I can try it on. This is the wrong side. I haven't made the draping yet. The knot is not ready. This is how the front side looks like. These two parts will intersect and move to the side seams. I'll try it on and show you how to drape this part. I'm not going to show you the whole process, just the technique. I think I'll cut some off the shoulders because they are too wide for the summer. This is the dress we made. I just need to finish it, making a knot and draping it. Have a look here. You need to take this piece, drape it very carefully. I'm just showing you the technique. You should do it on a table. You see? Take these two pieces, drape, and intersect them. Have a look here. This is how it should look like. You need to gather the folds in the thread, attach it to the side seam, and make a beautiful knot. This part should also be draped and attached to the side seam. Make sure you don't pull the waist too much. I'm showing you once again how to make a knot. It's not a knot actually, but two intersecting pieces. It will look very beautiful. I can't finish the dress on myself without help. Let's get back to the magazine. I'll let this part go. Have a look at the picture. The dress looks really good on a slim figure, but you see that it also looks nice on me. I think we have a lot of ladies with a similar type of the body. What I want to say is that even those who have a regular figure shouldn't be afraid to sew the clothes for themselves. It's not hard. You don't need to hurry, so it can take a week or even more to make an item. Think out the items in advance, buy the fabric, and don't hurry. Spend an hour or two after work sewing, and soon you'll get a very nice dress. Be different. I really hope you'll manage to make the draping. I know that it seems hard, but it's not. That's all for today. My name is Paukštė Irina. Subscribe to my channel. Goodbye.